right, guys. So you had a moment to take a look at which one of these images that you think doesn't belong. What I would like for you to do in the chat, I would like you to open up the chat, and I want you to type in which letter, A, B, C, or D, do you feel like does not belong? So we have a B, we have a D. Any other options out there? We got another B. Oh, and another D. We're split 50-50 right here. Oh, another D. Okay, so here's what I would like to do. Faith, would you start us? Could you unmute your mic and let us know what is it? Why did you choose B as not belonging?
I chose B because B has 4 in each section, so it's balanced, whereas the other ones have a different number in each part of the domino. B has the same number in both parts of the domino. So.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that B has the same number on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. So I also noticed that someone else said B. Let me look in the chat and let me see who. Maria. Maria, so you heard what Faith said about why she chose B does not belong. What was your thinking about why you thought B did not belong with the others?
I thought B did not belong because when I made my numbers, when I decomposed B, it was made out of 4 and 4, while all the others, one of the numbers that was composed was 5.
Okay, so so you said that this
in one of these sides, in all the others, I had 5.
Oh, so you noticed that
or another, but this one does not constitute a 5 in it.
Okay, awesome. Now, so you noticed that this was 4 and 4, and then these had 5s in there. So, let me see. So thank you very much, Maria. Brenda, can you revoice, what did Faith and Maria say the reason was for B not belonging?
Why B doesn't belong?
Yes.
One of the reasons was because that domino doesn't have a 5 in it. And because the other one was like a doubles fact.
Oh, so she noticed that 4 and 4. And so you call that, what did you say that was?
A doubles fact.
Oh, that's a doubles fact. How do you know that that's a doubles fact?
Because they're the same on both sides. 4
awesome.
On the left and 4 on the right.
Awesome, very good. All right, now Susan, thank you very much, Brenda. So Susan, she said that there was not a 5 in B. So can you tell me in A, C, and D, where did they see the 5?
The 5 is on the right side of the domino on A, C, and D.
Awesome. So this right here would represent 5.
Mm-hmm. Would you circled? Yes.
Awesome. Now, Susan, which one did you say does not belong?
I picked D, did not belong, because when you add up both sides on D, it equals 9, where the other 3 dominoes, if you add up all the both sides, it equals 8.
Oh, awesome. Now, let me ask you a question. When you say that D equals 9, how did you determine that it equaled 9?
4 plus 5 equals 9.
Oh, so you added these 4 plus those 5, and you got that equals 9.
Right.
So if that one equals 9, you said that the others equal 8. So which one? So let's look at C.
So
how did you determine?
3 plus 5.
You did 3 plus 5.
Mm-hmm. And then the one above that is 2 plus 6. And then B is 4 plus 4.
Oh my goodness, this is awesome. So 2 plus 6, that's going to equal 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then you used, that's an equal sign. And then we noticed that this 4 and 4, or another way to say that is 4
plus 4 equals 8.
Plus 4 equals 8. Very good. Now, Faith, I'm going to come back to you. When we originally started, you said that B did not belong because you noticed that there was a 4, that both sides were the same. And then Susan added a layer to it. Can you kind of revoice what was Susan saying about A, C, and D that was different than what you said about B?
She was saying that, well, I think she was saying A, C, and B were all equal to 8, but D was equal to 9. So even though I said that B had the same amount in each, I didn't say that there was 8 in there.
Now, would you agree with Susan that those 3 equal 8 and that this one equals 9?
I would agree that they equal 8. However, I think I might have written 2 plus 5 plus 1 for A, since we made a big deal about the 5. I don't know. I think I may have written it a different way, but still equals 8.
So you thought maybe there's 2 plus 5, and then we added the 1 because we concentrated on the 5, the 5, the 5, and the 5. So you recognize that group of 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now Maria, let me ask you a question. Susan and Faith both said that this is 8, this equals 8, this equals 8, and this equals 9. Do you know what we call that, and what vocabulary word we use for that?
You repeat the question. I did. What word means what?
What is the 8, the 9, and the 8? What vocabulary word would we call that?
The solution?
A solution, okay. Is there another way, Susan, that we could call this other than a solution?
You mean the sum, the
Could it
answer?
also be, yeah, it could also be called a sum. So Brenda, we have a solution, we have a sum. Is there another thing that we could call these things that I
Total.
circled red?
The total.
We could call it the total. Nice. All right, guys. So if I'm looking at this, we see that there's lots of reasons. So we notice that B doesn't belong, and then we also see that D doesn't belong. Did anybody come up with a reason as to why A would not belong? I'm gonna give you about 15 seconds to look at A. Can you think of a reason why A would not belong with the other 3? Give me about 15 seconds to think about that. All right, so let's think of A. Did anybody come up with a reason as to why A would not belong? And you can just unmute yourself on this one.
Michelle, I think A might not belong because of the way we were able to write the 2 addition equations, where we see the 5 and 1 in the right-hand side of that domino instead of just a 6 right there. We see it kind of broken up into 5 and 1. So we're able to write that equation with 3 add-ins, and the other ones don't have that same piece.
Okay, so we see these 3 add-ins right here. So we saw that extra 5 plus 1, and we see that represented right here. Very nice, Faith. Thank you. Did anybody find another reason as to why A would not belong? You want to add to that?
If I had one of my students, they would have mentioned a domino will not look like this, Miss Cruz. So that does not belong, because when you have 6 in dominoes, you have them by pairs. You don't put one by itself.
Oh, so the way it was designed looks different than the way that the others are designed. And that 6 is represented differently. And so we see that the 4 right here has the pairs. And so maybe this 6, because it's not represented in that same way. Very nice. All right. Is there any other reason why you would think that A or even C would not belong?
Something I noticed about C is that both sides of the domino are odd numbers, where A, B, and D have at least one even number in it. So C is the only one who's both sides of the domino are odd numbers.
Okay, so you're saying that this right here is an odd number. Now, what is this number right here?
3.
3. And we already know this is 5 and that this is also odd. So Brenda, I'm gonna come to you. Faith said that these 2 have odd numbers, but A, B, and C are different. Can you kind of revoice what she was saying about odd numbers and even numbers?
So she's saying that on the other dominoes, there's at least one even number.
And if I'm looking at A, which one of these would be your even number?
Both of those are even on that one.
Both of these would be even. It kind of looks like one of them could be odd, right?
Right, if you didn't include the 5 and the 1 together, that
Very
side
nice.
could be considered odd if you wanted to say that.
Awesome. Very nice. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and push pause on this one.